Welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive with us. We're going to get into manifestation and the law of assumption today.
Oh, yeah.
But this isn't just a rehash of our old episodes. We're going like full-on deep this time.
Absolutely.
We've got some declassified CIA documents we're looking at.
Wow.
We've got scientific papers and all sorts of mind-bending concepts.
That's pretty out there.
It is. So we're going to try to see if there are any connections between what the CIA was researching and this idea that our thoughts shape reality.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Right. So first, as a refresher, the law of assumption basically says our reality conforms to our deeply held beliefs.
Right. Not just like wishful thinking, but really assuming the reality you want.
Exactly. And we've talked about Neville Goddard and how he was all about this idea.
Yeah, Goddard believed that our assumptions actually shape our reality.
But now this is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
We're going to look at whether there's a connection between this and some declassified CIA research.
Like what kind of research?
Projects like Stargate and something called the Gateway Process.
That sounds like a sci-fi movie.
I know, right?
Oh.
So this was actual government-funded research that was going on during the Cold War.
Really?
And they were looking into psychic abilities and altered states of consciousness.
The CIA.
Yeah, the CIA.
The same people who do like spy stuff.
Exactly.
What?
Like they were researching things like remote viewing.
Remote viewing.
Which is basically the ability to mentally see distant locations.
Like seeing something that's happening somewhere else.
Yeah, sometimes even seeing events that were happening in real time.
That's why.
Thousands of miles away.
So like psychic spies.
Basically. One of the most famous remote viewers was a guy named Ingo Swann.
Ingo Swann.
And he had some incredible results with this stuff.
Really?
But here's what I find really interesting about this is that
What's that?
remote viewing relies a lot on focus and intention,
Okay.
just like manifestation.
Oh, interesting.
Both of them require this like deep mental clarity and directed energy.
I see. So you're saying there might be like a common thread between these two things.
Exactly. And that thread gets even more tangled up when we start looking at the Gateway Process.
Okay. Tell me more about that.
It was basically this method for achieving altered states of consciousness.
Okay.
And they used things like meditation, binaural beats,
Oh, wow.
biofeedback, all sorts of things.
So they were trying to expand consciousness.
Yeah, and access different levels of reality.
Okay, so what does this have to do with manifestation?
Well, get this.
Okay.
The Gateway Process document suggests that the universe might actually be a hologram.
Hologram.
Like everything is interconnected.
Whoa, that's heavy.
I know, right? And this idea isn't just some new age concept either.
Right.
It has roots in quantum physics.
Which says that reality is not fixed, but a field of possibilities.
Exactly. So we've got the CIA researching psychic spies,
Right.
talking about holographic universes.
Yeah.
And using meditation to access hidden dimensions.
It's like something out of a movie.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So are you starting to see how this all ties back to manifestation and the law of assumption?
I think so. It seems like both the CIA's research and manifestation are dealing with this idea that consciousness can affect reality.
Right. It's like the CIA was looking at it from this practical standpoint.
Okay.
Like intelligence gathering, you know? But manifestation focuses more on personal transformation and reaching your goals.
But they could both be looking at the same principle.
What if they are?
The idea that our minds aren't just passive observers, but that they can actually shape the world around us.
Exactly.
Wow, that's a powerful thought.
It isn't it?
Yeah, it really makes you think about the power of our own minds.
And what's possible
Yeah.
if we really tap into that power.
Yeah, it's a crazy possibility, right?
No, what if the CIA was onto something that we can actually use,
Right.
you know, to grow and empower ourselves?
What if?
And it's like all these ancient mysteries.
Yeah.
It's like they're not so mystical anymore.
Right.
Like the CIA was actually looking into this stuff.
With all their resources.
With all their secrets
Yeah.
and their technology.
Makes you wonder what else is out there.
It really does.
But some of what they were looking at actually lines up with scientific research that's being done today
Oh, really?
on the power of the mind.
Okay, so what kind of science?
Well, one area is quantum mechanics,
Okay.
and specifically the observer effect.
Oh, I've heard of that.
It's that thing where observing something changes it, right?
Yeah, like the act of observing something influences it.
Right, like those tiny particles they use in physics.
Yeah.
They behave differently when they're being observed
That's so strange.
than when they're not.
Like, how does that relate to manifestation?
Well, some scientists think that our focused attention
Okay.
and our intention
Uh-huh.
could be a kind of observer.
In our own lives.
in our own lives.
So like what we focus on
what we give our energy to.
becomes real.
Exactly. So if I'm constantly thinking about bad stuff,
Am I just giving it more power to show up?
that's one way to look at it.
But the opposite is true too,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So if you're focusing on positive thoughts and beliefs,
Then your attention can help shape those outcomes.
okay, so it's like our minds are these lenses that focus reality into being.
It's a cool way to think about it.
It is.
And there's another area of research that backs up this idea,
What's that?
neuroplasticity.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that.
It's the brain's ability to change and adapt over time.
Like learning a new language or something.
Exactly, like creating new pathways in the brain.
So the same thing happens with our thoughts and beliefs.
Right. The more we think something, the more ingrained it becomes.
So if you keep telling yourself you're not good enough,
Your brain will start to believe it.
oh, man.
But if you tell yourself you're worthy
Huh?
and you have potential,
Yeah.
your brain will create pathways that support that.
So you can train your brain
In a way, yes.
to create the reality you want.
It's powerful stuff.
So this is where affirmations come in,
Right.
which are a big part of manifestation.
And the law of assumption.
But they always seem so cheesy to me.
I know what you mean.
Like I'm just trying to trick myself.
But the thing is,
Yeah.
our subconscious minds
Uh-huh.
don't really know the difference between what's real and what we imagine.
Right?
So if you keep telling yourself something,
Yeah.
even if you don't believe it at first,
Uh-huh.
your subconscious starts to accept it as truth.
So you're creating new neural pathways.
Exactly.
What they were talking about.
With neuroplasticity,
Wow.
we can rewire our brains.
By choosing to think positive thoughts.
Pretty amazing, right?
It is. Is there any other science that backs this up?
Well, there's some really interesting research
Okay.
coming out of the Heart Math Institute.
The Heart Math Institute.
Yeah.
What have they found?
They've shown that our emotions
Ah.
actually generate electromagnetic fields,
Really?
and those fields interact with the stuff around us.
So you're telling me my feelings can affect the world?
That's what their research is showing.
Get out of here.
They found that when people have positive emotions,
Like what?
like love and gratitude,
Yeah.
their heart rhythms become more coherent and create stronger electromagnetic fields.
So if I'm like vibrating at a high frequency,
Yeah.
feeling good,
Mm-hmm.
and aligned with what I want,
And then you're sending out a signal.
that attracts those things to me.
It's a wild idea, right?
It is.
But it kind of makes sense.
Okay, so we've got quantum mechanics,
Yeah.
neuroplasticity,
Uh-huh.
and now electromagnetic heart fields.
All pointing to the power of the mind.
But let's get back to that holographic universe thing.
Okay.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around it.
It's a big idea.
It is.
What if the universe isn't really what we think it is?
Okay.
What if it's more like a projection,
Oh, okay.
a holographic image
Uh.
created by consciousness
Okay.
and some kind of underlying energy field?
Like those holograms you see on credit cards?
Yes, exactly.
That's like one.
Each piece still shows the whole image.
Right.
And that's what's so fascinating.
Okay.
In a holographic universe,
Yeah.
every part contains information about the whole.
So like the universe is this web of energy.
Right.
And our minds are receivers.
And projectors.
Projectors
What's
can
in that web.
get in that web. So if we change our projection.
Our thoughts, our beliefs, our feelings.
Yeah.
We change the hologram.
Whoa, that's a big idea.
It is. And it suggests that we have way more power
To shape reality.
than we might think.
And this is what the CIA was trying to do.
With the gateway process,
They were trying to tap into that.
holographic reality.
Right. And they were using things like binaural beats and biofeedback.
Those were some of the tools they use.
What are binaural beats exact?
It's where you listen to slightly different frequencies
Okay.
in each ear,
Huh?
and that creates a third frequency
In your brain.
in your brain.
And this can change brainwave patterns
Right.
to induce different states of consciousness
Like deep relaxation.
or meditation.
Exactly.
So it's like a shortcut to meditation
You can say that
and biofeedback.
uses technology to monitor your body,
Okay.
your heart rate, muscle tension, brain waves.
So it helps you become more aware of what's happening inside.
Exactly.
And then you can learn to control those things.
It's a powerful tool.
Like if you're super stressed.
You could use biofeedback to calm down.
That's amazing. So we've gone from CIA spies
Right.
to quantum physics,
And holograms.
brain training.
It's all connected.
It is. It's mind-blowing.
It really is.
But here's the million-dollar question.
What's that?
If all this is true,
Uh-huh.
if the universe is this changeable responsive hologram,
Right.
and we have the power to affect it,
Yeah.
why isn't everyone living their best life?
That is the question, isn't it?
Why isn't everyone manifesting their dream reality?
A good question. Yeah, it is a good question, right? Like, there's got to be a catch.
Right. It seems too good to be true.
Well, there are definitely things that make it harder.
Okay, like what kinds of things?
One big one is our subconscious beliefs.
Okay.
We've all got these beliefs about ourselves and the world. A lot of them we formed as kids or
Right.
from past experiences.
Yeah.
And those beliefs can really mess with us.
In what way?
They can affect our thoughts and emotions and actions.
Without us even realizing it.
Exactly.
So, like, even if I'm trying to manifest something good,
Yeah.
my subconscious could be holding me back.
If you have a belief that you're not worthy
Oh,
or that you always fail or something.
those beliefs create resistance,
Yeah. Even if you're doing all the right thing.
like visualizing and stuff.
Yeah, like you've got this inner critic that's
Yeah.
constantly whispering doubts.
And sometimes it's so loud I can't even hear the good stuff.
Exactly.
So how do we quiet that critic down?
It takes work.
Okay.
You know, like inner work.
What kind of work?
Things like meditation, journaling, maybe even therapy,
Okay.
to bring those subconscious beliefs up to the surface.
So you can see them.
Yeah, and start to challenge them.
So it's about recognizing those negative beliefs.
Yeah,
And replacing them with better ones.
exactly. Like you're rewriting the story you tell yourself.
And that's where affirmations come in.
Right.
But sometimes they feel so cheesy.
I get it.
Like I'm trying to trick myself.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Our subconscious mind doesn't really know the difference.
Between what's real and what we imagine.
Exactly.
Ah.
So if you keep repeating something to yourself,
Yeah.
even if you don't believe it at first,
Uh-huh.
your subconscious will start to believe it.
So you're creating those new neural pathways
Exactly like we were talking about before.
with neuroplasticity
We're rewiring our brains.
by choosing to focus on those positive thoughts.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It really is. So that's the inner work.
Right.
What about actually doing stuff?
Yeah, action is important.
How does that fit in?
Well, the gateway process talked about emotional detachment.
Wait, emotional detachment.
Yeah.
But I thought we were supposed to really feel the emotions.
You are, but it's about balance.
Okay.
When we get too emotionally invested,
Uh-huh.
we can actually block things.
Oh.
Our desire turns into neediness.
And that pushes away what we want.
It can. Yeah.
So you're saying we should want it but not be desperate for it?
Yeah, it's about trusting the process.
Okay.
Surrendering to a higher power.
Letting go.
Exactly. And knowing that what you want is already coming.
Like let go and let God.
Exactly.
But then you have to take action too, right?
Right. It's not enough to just think about.
You got to do something.
Yeah, take steps towards your goals.
So it's like you're meeting the universe halfway.
I like that.
So it's this dance between our inner world
Uh-huh.
and our outer world.
Right. You align your thoughts and beliefs.
Yeah.
And then you take action to bring them into reality.
It's like a partnership between consciousness and matter.
Beautiful, isn't it?
It is. So what can our listeners do to actually use this?
Well, first you have to become aware of your thoughts. Okay.
And the stories you're telling yourself.
Like the ones that make me feel bad.
Yeah, like I'm not good enough or I'll never succeed.
Those are the ones that hold us back.
Exactly. And once you see them,
Yeah.
you can start to challenge them.
Okay.
Like, is this really true?
Uh,
What evidence do I have for this?
and then start replacing them with better ones.
Yeah, affirmations are great for that.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I am worthy of love,
Yeah.
or I am capable of reaching my goals.
You got to say them over and over.
Exactly. Repetition is key.
And feel them too, right?
Absolutely.
The stronger you feel it.
To stronger your signal to the universe.
And then take action.
Right. Set intentions. Break down your goals into steps.
And keep moving forward.
Don't be afraid to ask for help either.
Yeah.
The universe works through people sometimes.
And be patient.
Yeah. This stuff takes time,
It's not magic.
but it is powerful.
Well, my mind is blown.
Mine too.
From CIA spies to quantum physics.
It's been quite a journey.
It has. And it all points to this idea that reality is much more flexible.
Than we think it is.
And that's what's so exciting about it.
If the CIA was investing in this,
Maybe we should be paying attention.
what if we really are in charge of creating our reality?
It's a big question.
It is, and maybe just exploring these ideas
Yeah.
is the most important part.
I think so.
Well, that wraps up this deep dive into manifestation
The law of assumption.
and the CIA's mind-blowing research.
Keep those minds open, everybody.
Keep your intentions high
Ah,
and
it's
remember
through a power.
to create the reality you want.